The receipt pauses halfway out of the machine. Evan stands there with groceries already bagged, watching the total sit higher than expected. Same card as last week. Same basics, nothing extra. The card still clears. The receipt still prints. But something feels off. Not dramatic, just off enough to make the pause linger longer than usual. That same pause shows up everywhere. A coworker jokes about being busy but broke again. A family down the hall spaces out grocery trips. Someone at the gas pump shakes their head watching the numbers climb faster than the tank fills. A student delays buying a textbook. An older couple waits an extra week before fixing something small in the apartment. Different lives, same quiet hesitation. Money moving in and out, never quite lining up the way effort suggests it should. At first it all feels normal, that's just how things are now. Prices are up, work is work, bills show up when they show up. But then a pattern starts to feel strange. Evan notices that the stressful days aren't the ones with the biggest expenses. They're the days when nothing big happens at all. Rent already paid. No surprise bill. Just a regular Tuesday where the balance looks thinner than it should. That's when it stops feeling random. That's when it starts feeling confusing. Here's the thing. Money problems don't usually come from one bad decision. They come from timing. Look at a simple month. Evan earns about $3,200 after taxes. Sounds workable. Rent takes $1,400 on the first. Utilities grab $220 sometime mid-month. Phone, internet, and subscriptions quietly pull another $180 on different days. Groceries average $450, spread out across weeks. Gas lands around $180. Before the month even finishes, over $2,400 is already spoken for. And that's before anything unexpected. Now, this is where it gets strange. The money doesn't leave all at once. It leaks. It drips out in small, ordinary moments. Meanwhile, the paycheck shows up in two neat chunks. One on the 1st, one on the 15th. Life doesn't wait for those dates. Bills don't coordinate. Hunger doesn't schedule itself. The stress comes from standing in the middle, trying to stretch one side to meet the other. Think of it like this. Imagine filling a bathtub with the drain open. The water runs in twice a month, strong and loud. But the drain never closes. It stays open all the time. The tub never fills, no matter how hard the faucet works. That's what Evan finally notices. The problem isn't effort. It's the gap between when money arrives and when it's needed. Why does this keep happening? Because modern life is built this way. Expenses are designed to be constant, steady, predictable for the companies collecting them. Income for regular people shows up in bursts. Employers get flexibility, banks get automatic payments. Service providers get priority. The person in the middle gets leftovers. No villain, no big conspiracy. Just incentives lining up in a way that quietly favors the outflow over the inflow. Now someone might think the issue is spending too much, or not budgeting hard enough, or needing a better app. But look closer. Evan cuts back. Skips eating out, cancels a couple of subscriptions, saves maybe $90 a month. Helpful, sure, but the stress barely moves. Because the pressure isn't coming from those choices, it's coming from the calendar. Here's what most people don't realize. Feeling broke isn't the same as being broke. Evan isn't out of money. The numbers technically work on paper, but the space between dollars matters. When rent hits before the second paycheck, the week feels tight. When groceries stack up near utility bills, everything feels heavier. The mind reacts before the math does. Rechecking balances. Pausing at checkout. Delaying small decisions. This is where it gets really interesting. Once that pattern becomes visible, the stress changes shape. It's no longer about blaming bad habits or bad luck. It's about seeing that money arriving late feels the same as money never arriving at all. A dollar that shows up after the bill is due doesn't calm anything, just cleans up the mess. Evan starts noticing something subtle. The calm days aren't the ones with more money. They're the ones where timing lines up better. When a paycheck lands right before rent. when nothing big auto drafts for a few days. The numbers don't change much. The feeling does. That's the shift. Not mastery, not control, just awareness. Understanding that the stress wasn't personal failure, it was friction. A system built on steady outflow and staggered inflow, experienced quietly by millions of people who think something is wrong with them. The receipt still pauses sometimes. The totals still surprise. But now the pause means something different. Not panic, not confusion, just recognition. Money didn't disappear. It moved exactly the way it was designed to.